Okay, today we're going to revisit the if statement. We're also going to teach you some more Boolean expressions and some more operators. Some of this is repeat, but I wanted to go through the notes because it is starting to get a little bit more complicated. So spiraling back over certain concepts is not a bad idea. So we just want to keep building on it, go slow, and here we go. All right. In the if statement, an if statement, two things happen. If the if statement, the header of the if statement is true, then the executable code right below it will be accessed and it will run. But if the if statement is false, it will skip over the executable line of code right below it and jump to the else. And then it'll run whatever code you put in the else. So here's an example of, if you're a senior, maybe like next year, you could write a little program for your mom. So if balance, your bank account balance, is less than or equal to 0, or your food account balance is less than or equal to 0, it sends an immediate text message to your mom. Dear mom, please send more money. But if it's not, if the if statement is false, it skips down and it sends a text message to all your friends. Call friends. Tell them it's party time because you have more money left. All right, so we did that last class, so that's a quick review of if else. Now remember, there's an if statement all by itself. It either does something or it just continues on its way, or an if else, where it's going to do one of two things, the if part or the else part. Now, if they're not single line of codes, we're going to use block. We're going to block in all the lines of codes using squiggle brackets. All right, just a review. Now, the next nested if statement. Like a bird nests have things in them. If you have a nested if statement, you have a if statement inside of an if statement. So it's kind of like a two-tier question. If the first if statement is true, it will allow the code to enter that if statement, and then it'll ask a second question. If that second question is true, it will drop down to the executable code. Else, it'll drop down to the else portion of that nested if else and execute that line of code. Now remember, this is an example of a trick. All right? This else does not go with this if. Because this is nested, this else goes with this if. All right, here are some new logical operators. There's 3 logical operators. One we learned last time was the not. It makes everything, the truth value of your Boolean statement, false. So a not true makes it false, and a not false will make it true. The next one we're going to learn today is the double and sign. This is the logical and. So when you couple two Boolean statements together with a double and sign, both statements need to be true for the entire thing to be true. Now the 2 vertical lines is the logical or. the two vertical lines can be found on the key above the return key. If you take a look at it now, you have a key right above the return key. If you do Shift and that key above the return key, you'll get the vertical line. If you don't do Shift, you'll get the backslash. So you do two vertical lines, and that makes the OR. Now the logical OR, for a logical OR to be true, only one of the statements needs to be true. Okay? Silly statement like this: I am alive or I am dead. I only need one of those statements to be true for the whole statement to be true. So, also, we can demonstrate the logical AND and the logical OR with the truth table. If both statement A and B are true, the double AND will be true. The OR will also be true because you only need one that's true. Now, if one statement is true and one statement is false, the logical AND becomes false because you need both of them true. But the OR remains true because you only need one true. False and true, the AND is false, and once again the OR is true because you only need one true. The only way to make an OR false is if both statements are false. All right, last time we did the comparing program. When you compare strings, you either use dot equals, or you do equals, ignore case, or you do compare to. Remember, the compare to will get you a negative number, a 0, or a positive number. Then you have to do something with that negative, 0, or positive to show your results correctly. Here's an example. Result. Name 1 compared to name 2. If name 1 was less than 0, it would show with an SOP that it's less than. If it was equal to, actually this should be what? This should be an equal, right? Equal to 0. Oh no, just equal. All right. Yeah, equal. Then equal 0. They're equal. Else, by default, then it's greater than. Floating point. In the last program we did last time, we used the tolerance. And don't forget to do absolute value when you do want to do floating point, and you decide on what your tolerance is. Okay, so now that's the end of our notes. So I'm going to do a different program for the example program.